Imagine the life of an FBI agent, staunch defenders of national security, committed to upholding justice and maintaining order. They are the unseen heroes, silently shouldering the weight of a nation's safety. Now keep this image in your mind as we dive into our story. Picture this, a tranquil twilight in a pint-sized sleepy town eatery, shattered by a sudden explosive upheaval. The symphony of clattering porcelain and the soothing hum of amiable chatter is abruptly replaced by gasps of shock and hushed whispers of bewilderment. Amidst this stands a man, the epicenter of this cataclysm, his presence as serene and unruffled as the ominous calm at the heart of a tempest. Around him, two local gendarmes grapple with an extraordinary situation that erupts beyond the boundaries of their small-town training. Their faces are a canvas of confusion and artificial courage, their gleaming uniforms a striking contrast against the man's pedestrian attire. The hum in the diner slowly dwindles to a muted whisper as the patrons, their eyes as wide as saucers, watch the bewildering spectacle unfold. The policemen, their movements as shaky as a newborn foal, somehow manage to slap the cold iron handcuffs onto the man's wrists. The diner freezes in time, the silence so dense you could slice it with a knife, and then, cleaving through the tension like a hot blade through butter, the man speaks. "You're making a colossal error. I'm with the FBI." The policemen, taken aback, laugh off the man's claim. Their laughter, however, quickly fades into an uneasy silence as they proceed with the arrest. Handcuffs clink into place around the man's wrists, a sound that echoes ominously in the otherwise quiet night. The man remains calm, his demeanor almost unnerving in its tranquility. His eyes, cool and steady, never leave the faces of the policemen, as though he's etching their features into his memory. The air crackles with tension, the nerves of the policemen palpable. It's clear they've never encountered a situation quite like this before. Throughout the arrest, the man keeps insisting that he's an FBI agent. His tone never wavers, never shows a hint of uncertainty. But the policemen, they just can't seem to believe him. After all, they've heard all sorts of claims from people they've arrested, and this is just another one of those. Or so they convince themselves. The man, now in cuffs, is searched thoroughly. His belongings are spread out on the hood of the police car, illuminated by the harsh white glare of the vehicle's headlights. But no FBI badge is found. The policemen exchange uneasy glances. Their laughter has long since evaporated into the cool night air, replaced now by a growing sense of unease. The man is led to the back seat of the police car, his steps steady, his posture straight. Even in cuffs, he exudes a sense of authority that is hard to ignore. The police car's engine roars to life, its red and blue lights casting an eerie glow on the scene. The man is taken into custody, his last words echoing in the policeman's ears. "You'll regret this." There's no threat in his voice, just a simple statement of fact. But it sends a chill down the spines of the policemen. As they drive off into the night, they can't help but wonder if they've made a grave mistake. In the police station, the man is placed in an interrogation room. The room itself is a cold, sterile environment. The air is filled with the scent of old coffee and stale donuts, a testament to the many hours of questioning that have taken place within these four walls. The man, despite his predicament, remains an island of composure amidst a sea of suspicion and uncertainty. He is questioned relentlessly. The officers, their brows furrowed in concentration, fire off a barrage of inquiries. They try to poke holes in his story to find inconsistencies that would expose him as a fraud. But the man stands his ground, his voice steady, his demeanor unflappable. He insists time and again that he is an agent of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. He requests a call to his superior, believing that a single conversation would clear the air. But the policemen, their skepticism hardening into stubborn disbelief, deny his request. They believe they have a common criminal in their grasp, and they are not about to let him slip through their fingers. The tension in the room thickens, becoming almost palpable. The man, however, does not lose his cool. He continues to assert his FBI status, his voice never wavering, his gaze never faltering. He seems to understand that he is in a battle of wills, a test of endurance, and he is determined to outlast his interrogators. But the policemen are equally determined. They continue to reject his claims, their disbelief mounting with each repeated assertion. They are convinced they have the upper hand, that it is only a matter of time before the man breaks down and confesses. The atmosphere in the room grows heavier, the stakes higher with each passing second. Despite his repeated assertions, the man's claims are met with skepticism and disbelief. The interrogation continues, each side resolute in their belief, neither willing to back down. And so, the stage is set for a dramatic conclusion in this strange and twisting tale. Hours pass and an unexpected visitor arrives at the station. As the evening shadows start to lengthen, the mundane rhythm of the police station is disrupted by the arrival of an unfamiliar face. A figure of authority, his presence commands attention and respect even in this room teeming with law enforcement. He introduces himself, a high-ranking official from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The atmosphere in the room becomes tense as he unveils his purpose of visit. Confirming the identity of the supposed felon in the holding cell, he reveals that the man is indeed an FBI agent. The revelation sends a wave of shock through the policemen. They had, in their mistaken zeal, arrested one of their own, albeit from a different branch of law enforcement. The official's disappointment is palpable. His words, though measured, echo with an undertone of reproach. He speaks about the importance of communication, of verifying facts before jumping to conclusions. He mentions how such an incident not only strains the relationship between different law enforcement agencies, but also risks the reputation of those involved. As the policemen listen, their faces turn various shades of red. The room is filled with a heavy silence, punctuated only by the hum of the overhead lights and the official's voice. They had prided themselves on their expertise and their ability to uphold the law. Now, they are forced to confront their mistake, their embarrassment a bitter pill to swallow. The official concludes his visit by requesting the immediate release of the agent. As the cell door swings open, the agent steps out, a faint smirk playing on his lips. He doesn't utter a single word, yet his silence speaks volumes. His gaze sweeps over the room, taking in the embarrassed faces of the policemen. The man is released, his smirk visible as he walks out of the station. His departure leaves behind a room filled with stunned silence, a stark contrast to the usual hustle and bustle. The policemen are left to grapple with their blunder, a stark reminder of the importance of thorough investigation and communication. In the aftermath of the incident, the small-town police station is left in disarray. The echo of incredulous laughter, the murmur of disbelief, and the grumbling of embarrassment all mix into a cocktail of emotions that permeate the station's walls. The once routine calm of the precinct has been replaced by a chaotic storm of introspection and self-doubt. The repercussions of the event are swift and severe. The policemen involved in the arrest, once the town's stalwarts, are now the subject of reprimands and disciplinary actions. Their badges, once worn with pride, hang heavy with the weight of their mistake. The incident, a blunder of epic proportions, quickly becomes a local scandal, the talk of the town. The story, as scandalous stories often do, spreads like wildfire, igniting a spark of amusement in the hearts of the townsfolk and a flame of embarrassment in the hearts of the police. And at the heart of the storm, the man, the FBI agent, remains a beacon of calm. His demeanor throughout the ordeal is one of unruffled patience, an island of tranquility in a sea of chaos. His calmness, in the face of such a blatant mistake, becomes a topic of admiration among the locals. His story, his ordeal becomes a legend, a symbol of patience and grace under pressure. The incident, though initially a source of embarrassment, gradually becomes a catalyst for change. It inspires introspection, a re-evaluation of procedures, a renewed dedication to professionalism. The police station, once a symbol of local authority, now stands as a monument to humility, to the power of admitting one's mistakes and learning from them. In the end, it's a lesson learned for the local police, a tale of mistaken identity that will echo in the station's halls for years to come. It's a story that will be told and retold, a cautionary tale about the importance of diligence, thoroughness, and respect for all individuals, regardless of their status. It's a tale that, in its own peculiar way, has brought the town closer together. A story that, in the end, is less about a mistake and more about the power of humility, patience, and grace under pressure. In the grand scheme of things, this incident might seem insignificant. Yet, it serves as a potent reminder of the importance of proper identification and verification in law enforcement. A routine arrest unfolded into an unexpected scenario, where an FBI agent found himself on the other side of the law due to a misunderstanding. It's a story that underscores the need for patience, understanding, and effective communication. The agent, despite unusual situation, handled it with utmost patience and professionalism. On the other hand, the policeman, initially misguided, came to realize their mistake and rectified it, demonstrating humility and a willingness to learn. This is not just a tale of mistaken identities, but a lesson for all of us. It shows us that things may not always be what they seem at first glance. So, next time you find yourself in an unusual situation, remember, things aren't always as seem. Now, if this piqued your interest and you want more intriguing insights into the world of law enforcement, be sure to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more where this came from. Stay tuned and keep learning with us as we explore the often misunderstood world of law enforcement that's as fascinating as it is intricate.